Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Miss Roney Reads. Today, we are going to be having a look at the Book of Chance. This one is by Sue Whiting. Let's read the blurb and see if you'd be interested. For Chance Callahan, life is black and white, fake or real, right or wrong, truth or lies. There are no in-betweens. When a reality TV show starts filming, Chance's family is thrown into the spotlight, and Chance uncovers a devastating truth. A truth that challenges everything that Chance believes is true. A truth from which there is no turning back. I wonder what the truth is. Let's start. Chapter 1. Crossing the Bridge. Now. I'm starting this story at the end. I know that's not normal, but it feels right. And if there's anything in this world that I know to be true at the moment, it's that you have to do what feels right. It comes down to this. There was my life before and my life now. And right now, it's as if I'm crossing a bridge from one life to the other, from one me to another. I tell you, the crossing of this bridge is so swift, it's making my head spin. 1 minute I'm at home, and the next I'm in the back seat of a police car, stopping outside Wollongong Police Station, and the freckle-faced police officer, Jules, is taking my arm and guiding me out of the car and into the noisy rabble of reporters, cameras flashing, and long microphones held high. "Back off, you lot!" Jules yells. "She's a minor!" The older, whiskery officer, Seamus, joins her, and together they shield me from the mob and bundle me into the police station. Inside is shiny and sterile, like a hospital, and super quiet, ominously so. My insides flutter with the uneasy feeling that I have just done something ridiculously stupid. Jules escorts me through locked doors and into a small lift. We get out on level 3, then head down a long corridor, our footsteps echoing. It feels as if I am walking to my execution, which I suppose in some ways I am. My life as I know it is certainly being terminated. In a tiny room towards the end of the corridor, Jules introduces me to Daisy, my caseworker. Pink hair, nose stud, unruly eyebrows, and a "don't you mess with me, buddy" look on her face. She shakes my hand and winks and says out of the corner of her mouth, "We've got this. Don't worry." And I believe her, feeling weirdly reassured that she has my back. Which reminds me of Mama, but I quickly shove that thought out of my mind. I need Daisy to be someone I can trust. The interview room is like the ones you see on TV cop shows, bare, grey, dull. A small laminate table in the middle, 4 vinyl chairs, a video camera mounted on one wall. Jules tells me to sit at the top of the table. Daisy takes one chair and pulls it near me, but to one side. She crosses her legs. Bright green toenails poke out of chunky sandals, and I can't help thinking how the green clashes with her pink hair. Seamus and Jules sit opposite each other on either side of the table. "So, Chance, we're going to ask you a few questions." Seamus leans his arms on top of the table. "We're going to tape this interview, okay? Just for the record, for the courts." His tone is light, but that doesn't stop the word "courts" sending all kinds of terrifying messages. Seamus presses a button on a black recording device in the middle of the table. "Interview with Chance Callahan, May 23. Present, Daisy Evans, Family and Community Services Senior Constable Everingham and Senior Constable McLeod. Interview commenced 7:23 p.m. Chance, can you confirm we have discussed that the reason and intent for the interview is to take your statement and that Daisy Evans is here to act as your support person?" I nod, but Daisy taps her finger to her lips, reminding me to speak up for the tape. "Yes," I say, my voice raspy. "Great. Now, Chance, what is your relationship with Nadia Callahan?" I hesitate, squirm in my seat, thread stray strands of hair behind my ears. My face is hot and clammy. It's a simple question, really, but it's a difficult one to answer. She raised me. She's my mother. Is she here? Can I see her? Yes, she is here, and no, you can't see her. She's being interviewed, just like you. I don't like the way Seamus says that. Something tells me her interview is going to be nothing like mine. "What about Mr. D?" I can hear the waver in my voice. "Mr. D?" Jules asks. "Our neighbour. She went in the other police car. Can I see her? She's like my other..." I let my voice trail off. I can't bear to finish the sentence. Seamus bends his head towards the recorder. For the record, Mr. D is Esther Atong Deng and is currently being interviewed in room 2. She resides next door to the Callahans in number 36 Aitken Street with her daughter Ruth Alec Kaur and son Elijah Dut Kaur, former refugees from South Sudan, now Australian citizens. Jules catches my eye and smiles at me. Mr. D? That's an unusual name. Why do you call her that? She is way too friendly, this one. I always have. I said, when I was little, Mama made me call her Mrs. Deng, but Mama reckons I muddled it up and she became Mr. D. That's sweet. You're close? I nod and fold my arms across my stomach to stop them from shaking, wishing Mr. D was here right now. I could use one of her hugs. Seamus clears his throat and gives Jules a look. So, we understand that your families are close, he says, very businesslike. Do you think Esther Deng, Mr. D, knew about Nadia? No, Mr. D said she didn't, and she wouldn't lie. The words lodge in my throat. I thought Nadia wouldn't lie either. Are you sure that she wouldn't protect Nadia? They're good friends, aren't they? The best, I want to shout. More than friends. Mr. D's family, they all are. Alec, Dut, but I can't bring myself to say that. So I nod numbly again, my chin dropping to my chest. Take it easy, Seamus, Daisy warns. Chance isn't under investigation here. No, Mama is. And my part in that gnaws at me. Even Daisy's encouraging wink can't stop the tension spreading across my shoulders and neck. The interview goes on for what seems like hours. I sit on the edge of my seat and I'm on the edge of tears throughout. The truth is, I don't know how to answer their questions. I have no idea what is real and what is not anymore, so I'm probably not the best person to ask. Perhaps I should just tell them that. When Seamus finally presses stop on the recorder, I let out a long, relieved sigh and slide my hands under my backside so no one can see them shaking and wait for them to tell me what's happening with Mama and when Mrs. D can come and get me. Chance, Daisy turns to me, her voice soft, we're going to have to put you in an emergency foster care for a couple of days, okay? Do you understand? The air squeezes out of my lungs. No, I can't stay. Can't I stay with Mr. D? She already said I could. Daisy says, not sure that will be possible, sweetie. We don't know much about... But I know them! A huge sob rises from deep within me. Mr. D was meant to look after me. Mama said she would. I catch Jules and Seamus raising their eyebrows at each other. Don't they understand? I can't stay with strangers. I won't. It isn't fair. And what about Tigers? Can Tigers come too? I beg. Oh, no promises, says Daisy. But I will do my best for you, okay? You can't make me stay with strangers. I want to see Mama. I want to see Mrs. D. I need my dog. Jules slides a box of tissues towards me. I push it away. I'll see what I can arrange. Daisy cups her hand over mine. Her hand is soft and her hold gentle. Trust me, okay? I can't even manage a nod. Daisy leaves the room with Seamus. Jules leans across and rubs my forearm. It's going to be okay, she says cheerfully. I know she's trying to be kind, but I hate her for it. How is it going to be okay? How is it that even remotely possible? I pull my arm away. I study the grey laminate table in front of me and try to take it all in, to make sense of what is happening. It feels too much like a movie, too much like something that happens to other people, not me. Eventually, Jules takes me back down the lift and leads me to another room. This one is slightly bigger. It has the same grey table and vinyl chairs, but there's also a sofa and a crate in one corner with some grubby plastic toys and knitted teddies. She gets me a can of cola and a packet of salt and vinegar chips. I'm not interested. The vinegar stinks. I sit on one corner of the sofa and keep my eyes trained on the big wall clock above the table, watching the minute hand tick over. Jules sits in the other corner, though she pops in and out constantly. I need to talk to Mr. D. I need to check on Mama. Where are they? What's happening? When Daisy finally walks through the door, it is almost 11, and I realise that I must have nodded off. Okay, all sorted, Daisy says loudly. She doesn't even give me a chance to ask what she's sorted. She's in too much of a hurry. Righto, let's go. There's quite the media scrum outside, Chance, even out the back. They've been told to behave, but who knows what will happen out there. Regardless, I'll look after you, don't worry. Just keep your head down and don't say a word. Not a word, okay? That's really important. Ready? Again, I don't get to answer. Daisy puts a strong arm across my shoulders, draws me close to her side, and ushers me out the door, down the corridor, throwing her jacket over my head as we step out into the glaring lights of the TV crew. The pack closes in, pushing microphones in my direction and shouting questions. Cameras click all around and the spotlights make me feel hot. Don't listen to them, sweetie, Daisy whispers in my ear. Say nothing. Daisy doesn't have to worry. What am I going to say anyway? That my life is a fake, one dirty, rotten lie, and the person who I thought loved me more than anything isn't the person I thought she was, and is probably in huge trouble, and all because of me? Yeah, I'm going to stop and say that for sure. I let Daisy guide me into the passenger seat of a waiting car. The door slaps shut. There, I've done it. I've crossed the bridge, one life over, on to the next. I hide under Daisy's jacket and try to block out the sound of reporters knocking on the car door, shuddering as I remember how it was a knock on the door that signalled the beginning of the end in the first place. That's the end of chapter 1. How good. Oh, I'm so intrigued. I really want to know what's happening with Mama and Mr. D too. I wonder what Chance did or where she's involved in all of this. I have all sorts of ideas, but I would love to know what your ideas are. Please send me a message if you would like to borrow the Book of Chance. We'll see if we can organise for it to be sent to your house, or you'll be able to collect it when we get back to school. Thanks for listening. Have a good day.